could be the danger. His perception and his pace. Rush, nice little turn. Dermot then out to Case, and there are three in the middle. Breitner's tackle doesn't take. Neil in for McDermott, and Young hands up quickly, and that's his. Dermot almost in, but not quite. Niedermeyer's run stopped. Ray Kennedy to Dalglish. McDermott to Alan Kennedy. Dalglish in his favourite position on the edge of the box, but the pass blocked. Driven forward then by Dremler. Three defenders against two attackers. Thompson has to stretch. McDermott. Dalglish, and against him Dremler, but no foul given. Dalglish again. And hooked away from him once more by Dremler. Case will take the corner. Quick back heel for Lee. Neil in support. And four in the box as the cross comes over, but it's too deep. Ray Kennedy always likely to be lurking somewhere beyond the far post, but the cross didn't find him. Younghan's not to take his own goal kicks, apparently. Thompson to Hansen. Terry McDermott, incidentally, who went off holding his wrist a moment ago, is back on the field. Cross. Robbed by Rush for Dalglish's benefit. And what a very good save from Younghans. Rush is left on the ground. It was he who won the ball, coming in quickly, nicking it away for Dalglish, and is left writhing there as Dalglish unleashes the shot and Younghans saves. Job for Ronnie Moran to come and have a look at Ian Rush. And Terry McDermott has taken the opportunity to come off to have a look at his damage too. Walter Younghans there certainly proved himself a hero when called on in the first 5 minutes of the game to save Bayern. Bayern already organised for the corner. Kraus on the near post and Durenberger, a tiny figure there at the far post. Breitner with the beard. So Rush back in action, McDermott for the moment off the field, 10 men for Liverpool as the corner is taken from the left. Dalglish waiting to do so, sending Alan Kennedy away and then finding him with the pass. Kennedy hesitated to play it back to Dalglish because of the fear of offside and because of his confidence in his own skill. Cross plucked out by the post by Younghans, but a good bit of work by Alan Kennedy. This is Augenthaler. Kraus. Liner turning it. And now Horstmann. Augenthaler. Right now. Touched away from him by Case. Now it's Phil Neal. Thompson. Hansen. And across the back four, ultimately to Alan Kennedy. On its way back again. Hansen looking for Case. Now it's found Thompson. Liverpool playing it around, maybe waiting for Bayern to show signs of getting impatient and moving out. But a bad pass, giving away possession. Dremler. Breitner on a good break. But Thompson had seen him and had stopped him. News from the dressing room, incidentally, of Terry McDermott is that he has dislocated his thumb. Thompson to Hansen. Alan Kennedy. Dalglish. Always dangerous here. Ray Kennedy taking over. And that was handball. I think the referee moving into the box had his back to it. Mr. Christoph waves him to go on. Lee. Alan Kennedy. Rush moved in. All over his head to Younghans. This is Duenberger. Back to Horseman. And they're pointing back to the goalkeeper further. Oh, they're good tactics in two-legged ties. Alan Kennedy. Weiner. Horseman. Younghans again, and Terry McDermott now ready to come back into the action for Liverpool. Horseman just ran it out of play. And Terry McDermott welcomed back with a big roar from the Kop. To Hansen. Liverpool desperately wanting goals from this game, but the value of patience has been firmly emphasised. Hansen. Powerful header from Dremler. Niedermeyer. Kraus ran into trouble from Rush. Rush was looking for Dalglish. He's got a second chance himself, but screws the shot. But he showed in the League Cup final replay against West Ham that he's prepared to go for goal, and he got through three defenders there, but got a bit hasty when he had the chance to shoot. Hansen. Neal. Case. Dermott. Ray Kennedy. Turned back by Dremler. Horseman. Argentine. Breitner. Lost his balance, but won the throw. Dremler meant for Breitner, but he could have done with it further in front of him. Here's Hansen to Alan Kennedy for Liverpool. Dalglish. Rummenigge. Past Kennedy. Breitner. Early for Dieter Hoeneß, who was offside. Dieter Hoeneß, younger brother of Uli Hoeneß, now the Bayern general manager. Thompson, Lee, Alan Kennedy. Plenty forward once again for Liverpool and plenty back for Bayern. And Alan Kennedy was obstructed. Mr. Christoph very quickly on the scene. Free kick to Liverpool. Three men making a run across the box, and it may well go deep for Neil. Familiar Liverpool move, particularly against European opponents who perhaps haven't seen it. Didn't come off then. Case towards Rush. Liner's header. Ernest Durenberger. Horseman. Slight question about Horseman's fitness. Weiner back to Youngheads. Bayern content to play it around at the back. Weiner, who played the back pass. Towards Rummenigge's head. Ernest coming to chase it, but Thompson there first. Right now, Augenthaler, Niedermeyer. Pass was meant for Dremler, who was making the break. Alan Kennedy, McDermott couldn't quite drop it into Dalglish's path. Breitner for Kraus. To Durenberger, may have to go back. Horseman will probably go all the way now. This is Dremler, who came back from his foray upfield a moment ago, limping and clearly looks very out of sorts with himself. Dremler clearly in trouble. As is the way of things, the ball seems to follow him. Thompson coming for this, and no one challenging for Bayern. Case. Thompson, Hansen. Ernest only making token challenges. Rush to McDermott. Alan Kennedy in. McDermott making the run. Touched out again to Alan Kennedy. Dalglish behind him. The cross too high and too long. Dalglish, who went wide to try to make a gap for McDermott to get through. Alan Kennedy, who's always an auxiliary attacker for Liverpool and likely to be even more so in these kind of circumstances. Case, Thompson, Kennedy, and looking for his namesake Ray Kennedy in the box, but not accurate enough. Breitner's pass caused a problem or two, but he's won it back, and Hansen stops him. Horseman to Durenberger. Nobody ahead of him down that far touchline. Breitner going into that gap now. And over this side, Rummenigge offside. Angry because the pass wasn't delivered sooner. Frustrating business. Hansen. Alan Kennedy. Rush. Lee, a good jump. Foul given against him, though. Breitner was the sufferer. Lee, the culprit. Weiner. Niedermeyer. Dremler to Augenthaler, then on to Kraus. Breitner, Ernest, and offside once again against Rummenigge. Ray Clements coming out just to make sure, and maybe also to see what the ball feels like, because I rather fancy that with 17 minutes or so gone, that's his first touch. Alan Kennedy. Dremler to Breitner. Stopped by Alan Kennedy. I wonder whether Dalglish can catch it. The spin was taking it away, and he didn't quite make it. Thought he'd got the throw, but the referee says no. The throw from virtually the same place. And I think that probably the referee, in sending them back there, will indicate that, will interpret that as time wasting. Lee. Case. Lee again, look left, found Rush through the middle, and Rush's shot screwed with the left foot, as one was early. Lee thought about a man wide, instead found Rush, but then Rush pivots and pulls it. Foul on Rummenigge by Thompson, caught him in the small of the back. Rummenigge felt it too. Breitner standing over the kick. Bosman. So Thompson's intervention. Kennedy and Lee. Dremler. Niedermeyer, no foul, no obstruction, and Kennedy goes on with the ball. Ray Kennedy. Dalglish on a run, and well found too. Great ball from Ray Kennedy, but he was stopped. And Breitner has the ball for Bayern. Got the throw. Oh, Breitner, such an experienced player, and due to return to the West German national side. He's made up his differences with them and will come back against Austria in their next full international. Hansen. Good quick intervention there by Augenthaler that stopped it getting to Dalglish. Hansen for Neil, and that's looking for Dalglish again, and he was pushed by Dremler. Dalglish has that great gift of suddenly materialising the wrong side of the defender, and that was what won him the free kick. Ray Kennedy wondered about the left foot shot. Instead it's for Alan Kennedy to cross. To Hansen's head for McDermott to shoot, but over. Nicely built move, but lacking the final touch. Alan Kennedy's cross, beautifully measured for Hansen's head. First time half volley, off target. Terry McDermott, whose shot it was. Taking his own kicks from that side. Hansen. Should be the goalkeeper. goalkeepers had to punch, but successfully got the ball out. Kraus. Hansen. Neil, case on the far touchline. Thompson. Ray Kennedy making a run through the middle. Dalglish going to the right. Well, down for Dalglish. Tremendous save. Give the goalkeeper credit. But what a tremendous shot it was from Kenny Dalglish. That'll be a free kick to Bayern and an opportunity for us to look at probably the best chance of the game so far. Ball played in here. And then the nod down from Kennedy, and Dalglish's shot beaten away. Well, that'll be one for Ray Clements. Well, midway through the first half, Liverpool have had their moments, but the score sheet remains blank. Five seasons between 1974 and 1979, these two clubs monopolised the European Cup. Free kick here for offside to Bayern. Bayern won the trophy for 3 years in succession, from 74 to 76, and then the next 2 years Liverpool won it. Plenty of pedigree in this match. Weiner. Osman. Rummenigge prepared to make a run, and that's the ball looking for him, but too long. Thompson. Kennedy. Alan Kennedy. And Terry McDermott galloping through again. Wasn't quite found, but it was a 50-yard pass. Handball. Blind side of the referee. Niedermeyer. Kennedy. Right now. Niedermeyer. Rummenigge turns it for Hoeneß, who's offside. Hoeneß and Rummenigge carrying the weight up front. Quick dive in by Dremler. Niedermeyer. Rummenigge. Now a chance to show his pace. And pulling Hansen's shirt didn't help him. Neil. To Lee. Back to Thompson. Bayern not doing very much to challenge the back four. That's rather encouraging Liverpool to play it around slowly at the back. Here's Ray Kennedy on the turn. The shot hit Weiner, and it goes out for a corner. Dalglish's corner. Kennedy's header with the defender. Alan Kennedy's bending shot. Johan's just strolled across his goal. I think probably able to judge that it was going wide, but there was a lot of curve on it. Nodded out, and then Kennedy came hard on it, and it was fizzing in a bit. Alan Kennedy to Ray Kennedy, and it's gone out for a throw to Bayern. Bayern won't hurry over these. These are very much the tactics of European two-legged ties. You assume that the referee will add something on, but you guess that he won't add on as much as you can waste. Brighton. Clements coming and punching. Rummenigge couldn't control it. Ray Kennedy, and for once Bayern had men forward, but Kennedy didn't fail able to deliver an early ball that might have given Liverpool a chance to do something when Bayern were at least partially stretched. Pass from Hansen, deflected onto Dalglish and helped onto McDermott. And his shot hits Weiner and is out for a corner. But that really did look threatening. Hansen's pass, lovely bit of skill here from Dalglish, and McDermott just the man to take advantage of it. Weiner got in well. Corner taken, and it's Weiner again. Coming out very confidently. Nice back heel from Kraus. Weiner to go on and feed Rummenigge. Hoeneß in the middle and a man spare at the back is Björnberger. But Rummenigge was at that point busy negotiating the corner for himself. If he'd been able to play the early cross, no one was picking up Björnberger beyond the far post. Niedermeyer. Thompson's header. Dalglish to Rush. And Horstmann's tackle. Augenthaler, Niedermeyer, Dremler, Rummenigge. Well, there's no incentive really to do anything else when you've got a home leg to come. Incentive always on the home team to find ways of countering the defensive tactics. Kennedy looking for Dalglish. Breitner sprinting, Dremler there with him. Augenthaler bringing the ball out. Deception by Thompson. Pass meant for Dalglish, cut out by Breitner. Rummenigge is onside this time, and he's away with that pace. Can Hansen get there? Put it out for the corner, but that was a real do-or-die race between Rummenigge and Clements. Breitner just the man to catch a defence that tends to lie square. Rummenigge the pace to take advantage, but Hansen got back. Björnberger with the corner, and 4 Bayern attackers in the box. Ray Kennedy clears, Kraus collects, and slips, in went Case. Kraus again, Hoeneß will try the shot, and Clements just got it at the second attempt. He really hammered that. Dieter Hoeneß let go. Played onto him here, just a turn, control, shoot, and Clements couldn't hold it at the first attempt. Half an hour gone, and the Kop now beginning to urge Liverpool into rather more positive action. Liverpool have played these games before, and they know the value of sticking at what they usually do. Here's Lee. Ray Kennedy. Rummenigge. Dremler had gone on the run, but Alan Kennedy stopped him. Hansen to Alan Kennedy. Dalglish, Niedermeyer. Alan Kennedy. Crossed well on 2 or 3 previous occasions, and there's another good one towards Case. If he catches it, he's got Neal supporting him. And it's Neal he uses. Up and under. Goalkeeper coming under it, changes his mind. Rush was up, but it was off a defender for a corner. And on the near post is Kraus. Junghans wanting somebody to take the back post behind him, but there's nobody there. Niedermeyer maybe will move in as the corner is taken, and Hernis puts it out for a corner on the other side. Man on each post now. Dalglish with the ball. Lee, Ray Kennedy battling for it. No way through. This is Durenberger. Rummenigge taking over. Weiner coming in support. Horstmann. Weiner. Horstmann. Checking for the goalkeeper's position. Very long from Junghans. Hansen's header down, turned on by Lee, who was fouled. Rummenigge apologises, and Lee accepts the hand of friendship. Brighton. Rummenigge. Rush. Dalglish going right. Good tackle too by Horstmann. And then the clearance by Augenthaler to Durenberger. Thompson. Down to Neil. Bayern are doing a very good containing job. Lee. Horstmann to Bright now. This is Durenberger, and there are three going into the middle. Niedermeyer forced to check back out. The pass was behind him. Dremler to Breitner. Niedermeyer again. Dremler, the fullback, has stayed up to support him. Just out of that picture, here he is, number 2. Kraus. Rummenigge. Hansen gets between him and the ball. Alan Hansen, his partnership with Phil Thompson, so important at the centre of the Liverpool defence. And there's the man who'll test them. Alan Kennedy playing it in, nicked away from Dalglish. Rush couldn't get it. Corner. Phil Thompson has gone forward. Dalglish may try just to chip one over. No, he tries the shot and it swerved, maybe even got a deflection. But the deflection, I think, took some of the pace off as well, and it was, in the end, not too difficult to catch. So I think it just flicked Breitner. Junghans made the catch. Rush. Ball just dropped a yard or two ahead of him. Never really had a chance. Durenberger. Rummenigge. Foul on Rummenigge by Thompson, who suggests that it was a dive. So Breitner to take the free kick. Horstmann. Kraus. Niedermeyer. And it hit the bar. Rummenigge couldn't recover in time. And Neil gets it away. But that would have been an absolutely mortal blow to Liverpool. Forward they come again. Right now. Niedermeyer. Dremler's cross. Thompson away, but only as far as Rummenigge, and saved by Clements. But suddenly, Bayern Munich have changed gear, and Liverpool have been severely extended. Rummenigge picking up the clearance, and Clements pushing it round for a corner. But the game, in the space of 2 minutes, changed character completely. Breitner with the corner. It's Hernes, behind him Rummenigge. Breitner. Turned in by Duenberger. Alan Kennedy. Dalglish was never going to get that. And he pushes over Dremler. Mr. Christoph saying that's quite unnecessary. Dalglish there, I think, always knew that the pass wasn't going to be accurate enough. Hansen. Alan Kennedy. Rush. McDermott. Breitner. Rummenigge. 1 against 1, and Thompson stopped him, but Breitner tried to put him through again, and Thompson handled. Claims that it was against his stomach. The referee says no dice. Niedermeyer, Breitner, Horstmann, Weiner, Niedermeyer. Build up is slow, but they are forward with 5 men. Rummenigge. And Rummenigge's cross. Set up for Breitner. Nicely worked move between Rummenigge, Niedermeyer and Breitner. Breitner didn't have the accuracy at the end. Rummenigge's cross, touched back by Niedermeyer, and it had to be a hurried shot, and Breitner couldn't get it on target. The Bayern were making noises before the game about having come to attack, and for 35 minutes that didn't seem to bear very much weight. But in the last 10 minutes, it looked a very different proposition. Lee's shot there, dipping but not enough. Header out by Weiner. Not on for Sammy Lee. On the volley, but over. Sammy Lee, who scored some spectacular goals. Breitner with this free kick. Hansen, Alan Kennedy. And that's for Rush. Weiner couldn't chance the back pass, but I think it's only a throw. Managed to turn enough to prevent kicking it out for the corner. 4 minutes from half-time, as Ray Kennedy shapes to take the throw. Hernes. Too ambitious. McDermott running in on this. 5 in the box for Liverpool. 7 is Dalglish. Behind him, Ray Kennedy. Dalglish again. And Case was in there. But eventually it's Augenthaler who puts it out for the corner. Kennedy, Dalglish, and Case couldn't turn it in, and it's put out for a corner. And the referee now gives a free kick to Bayern, and that relieves the pressure on their goal. Thompson, who'd come forward, couldn't get on the end of it. Winning the header from Hansen, but not to any great advantage. Now Hansen to Thompson. Hansen again. Alan Kennedy. Everybody bar Clements in the Bayern half. Header only comes out to Ray Kennedy. He's looking for Alan Kennedy. Good, quick, hard, low cross, but met by Argentala. Ray Kennedy, dangerous play. Foot was high and the studs were showing. Back to young hands. Rummenigge. Durenberger. Ernest poised for a run. Kraus. Now got Niedermeyer free over on this side of the field, but they still have to figure out a way of playing the cross. Here's Niedermeyer. Flick was meant for Dremner and it didn't reach him. Ray Kennedy. Dermot. Ray Kennedy. And Liverpool didn't have that move really under control, but perhaps can do something now through Case. Dalglish's header to McDermott. Back across towards Rush. Reitner helping him out to the left. And here's Durenberger for Bayern Munich in the last minute before half-time. The referee has just checked his watch as he gives the free kick for obstruction. We had a hold-up of a minute when Ian Rush needed some treatment. We've had a fair amount of time wasting too. Kraus. Niedermeyer. Augenthaler. It's too long. And the referee is adding on nothing in this first half. We've played 45 minutes, his whistle has gone, and the nearest we've come to a goal was from Kurt Niedermeyer, who thundered a shot against Liverpool's bar as Bayern suddenly decided that they'd done enough containing and changed to attack. It all promises to be a fascinating second half. We'll have more of that for you after the break, plus the highlights of Ipswich's game against Cologne. At the moment, it is Liverpool 0, Bayern Munich 0. And it's 0-0 as Liverpool begin the second half of this European Cup semi-final. Big effort will be required from them now in this remaining 45 minutes. What is in fact their 53rd game of the season. They played 19 more matches than Bayern. So Neil forward and then Case's header. Now Rush. Highway coming into the middle. Oh, the Liverpool players very plainly thought it was a corner, but the decision is goal kick. Munich came too far. Lee. Hansen to Thompson. Dalglish slipped. Turned back by Dremmer. Krause has lost it to Lee. Case. And Rush couldn't quite get there. Anxious to get on with the game and keep the pressure going, Liverpool. Thompson, cut out by Rummenigge. Rouse finding Durenberger. Breitner. Foul given slightly unfortunately, I think, against Case, but Breitner making the most of it. He stepped across Case's path, really, and Case caught him in the chest or the stomach with his elbow. Oh, that didn't look as serious as Breitner made it appear. Horseman, the left back. Thompson. Pass intercepted by Krause. Niedermeyer robbed by Kennedy, then Rush turning it. And Highway's first touch of the ball goes through to young hands. Highway now 33, destined to play in America, but has delayed his departure. Breitner. Case. To Dalglish. Horseman back goal side of him. Rush couldn't control the hard pass. In Rush, in his first game of European football, finding less room and fewer opportunities than he had a week ago against West Ham. Breitner's been in the wars a bit. Case. Thompson sorting himself out, finding Hansen and on to Alan Kennedy. Highway up on the far touchline. Viner's clearance, touch from Rush to Highway. Highway laying it back for Lee to shoot. Hit Dalglish, Neil shoots and wide. There are signs of anxiety about the Liverpool shooting that was so deadly here when they demolished CSKA Sofia in the previous round. That hit Dalglish, and when it comes out to Neil, pulls it. Sammy Lee, who scored one of those 5 devastating goals against CSKA. Over by Augenthaler, only to Ray Kennedy. And that will beat Jimmy Case. He was 15 or 20 yards in from the touchline, which was normally his beat. Horseman's throw. Thompson. Still there waiting to have a look at Breitner. Niedermayer's ball into the middle, cut out by Neil. Rush will collect this. Dalglish is in the middle. Highway supporting Rush. And Ray Kennedy there as well. Rush given a good ball by Highway. Can Dalglish turn? It's deflected off Bayern for a corner. Dalglish there was seeking a way through but couldn't find it. Rush given a good ball by Highway. Shot was deflected. Dalglish turned. Shot was hard but Bayern was in the way. Corner swung in and cleared by Breitner. Kennedy. Let's aim for Case and found him. Kennedy to Thompson. Pressure on here from Liverpool, but can they make anything of it with 9 men back in defence for Bayern? Breitner intercepts. And plays one for Rummenigge to chase. Hansen had 5-yard start. Breitner influential in midfield, supporting in defence, making breaks in attack. Case with Horseman coming to challenge. Kick given and taken. Neil. Case. Rush. Dalglish pursuing it in, but it was always likely to be the goalkeeper's ball. Thompson. Bayern in a bit of trouble. Well, it's anybody's at the moment. Rummenigge, lovely touch with the outside of the foot. Durenberger. To Kraus. Meant to be a through ball for Niedermayer to chase, but he didn't even make the effort. Alan Kennedy. Dalglish. Rush. Bayern miscues. Durenberger to the rescue. Horseman. Breitner. Durenberger still down. Horseman. Well won by Thompson. Dalglish kicked away by Horseman, and Durenberger signalling now that he wants some attention. Going back in, decides that his place is in the middle and he'll get treatment later. Still holding the side of his face. It's everybody piling in for the corner. Case takes it and swings it wide for Ray Kennedy's head. Niedermayer took it away from him. Alan Kennedy back in. Out by Augenthaler. Hansen will have this. And in again. Dalglish. Rush. Thompson. Blocked by Horseman, and the clearance will be completed by Weiner. Horseman. And Bayern very cool coming out of defence, and eventually they get a free kick because Horseman is tripped by Dalglish. So there was a moment there of rather frantic pressure. Breitner. Kraus. And he was unceremoniously stopped there by Neil. And Mr. Christoph is not going to allow Neil to walk away, or is he? No, he wants Neil to come back. It's the first challenge. Kraus goes on, and Neil certainly ducked his shoulder into him. Referee is, though, not going to allow Kraus to have treatment on the field. He's whacked his finger at Neil, and meanwhile Djurnberger having treatment on the touchline. It's Weiner's header to Breitner. Horseman. Oh, he's made a good run here. Fullback has done an excellent job, but Thompson stopped him. Cost Liverpool a corner. Udo Horstmann, who took things very easy in training yesterday, fully fit as he made that run. Rummenigge placing the corner kick just outside the semicircle. And taking the kick. Dalglish. Thompson. Ran on the highway studs. Bayern throw. Liverpool, in winning the League Cup, have made certain that they will be back in Europe again next season. Their 18th consecutive season. Bayern chasing hard for the League Championship in Germany, lying second with 7 games to play. Neil with the throw. Case robbed by Hoeneß. Breitner coming away well. The only man to his right in an advanced position is Rummenigge, and he's gone now on the run, and what a fine ball it was for him. Hansen trying to shepherd him out to the far side, and that may have pulled the pin. Well, Rummenigge has done well. He turned, and he had a yard of space. Looked as though he might wriggle along the goal line, but Hansen kicked it out for the corner. Rummenigge, without a great deal of support, it must be said, from Hoeneß, has looked dangerous virtually whenever he's had the ball in attack. Niedermeyer taking really far too long over this corner kick, surely. Kraus has sneaked forward into the penalty area. Pass was meant for him, but it didn't reach him. Argenthaler's headed to Breitner and back again. Breitner again. For Niedermeyer, now highway for Liverpool. Ray Kennedy, Rush against Weiner, and Rush was pulled back, and Mr. Christoph, who, in my view, has missed very little in this game, spotted that one too. A long ball from Ray Kennedy's right foot. Rush gets away, and was then just nudged back. Free kick has been taken, highway. Header by Djurnberger. Case can hit those, but Weiner got in the way, as he's got in the way of so much. Hansen. Thompson, he was in a good position with 10 yards clear. Didn't get a touch to the ball, so it's a corner. Right back to Neil, going for the byline, and didn't get a corner out of that. Breitner didn't make contact. Just under half an hour left, and it is still 0-0 between Liverpool and Bayern. Liverpool have taken on German opponents 8 times here at Anfield in one European competition or another, and have never conceded a goal. The problem tonight is the need to score them. Dremler's header. Alan Kennedy to Highway. Highway going for the line. The cross picked up by Brighton. Rummenigge. Ernest playing it again for him. Neil's touchback. Well, Rummenigge has looked the class of player we know him to be. Rush, making life awkward for Augenthaler. And again, Kennedy got the shot. It wasn't very far away when it looked for a moment as though Kennedy and Rush couldn't decide between them whose shot it should be. Rush won it first of all, then Kennedy came in, and now this is where there was possibility of confusion. Kennedy took the responsibility and was not far off. For Rummenigge, Ernest, Neil to the rescue. Well, that two-man attack can make life difficult. Rush now. This kick by Augenthaler, but no danger. Foul by Thompson on Hernis. Horseman. Durenberger, Breitner called and got the pass he asked for. Touch on to Kraus. Niedermeyer, the next man. Dremler. Durenberger, now Horseman coming down the left. Durenberger instead Kraus, and Kraus plays it to where Horseman had been, but he'd retreated to cover Rush. Case. Thompson to Hansen. Kennedy looking for Ray Kennedy's head, glanced on for Rush, came at him high and at an awkward angle. Breitner, Horseman, Durenberger, Weiner, Breitner, Augenthaler. 44,543 the attendance tonight, some way short of capacity at Anfield. Alan Kennedy, Ray Kennedy. Thompson. Alan Kennedy again. Highway. Two in the middle, Case making a third, but Highway still can't find a way round Dremler. He can earn himself a corner. Ray Kennedy. Cross towards Rush's head. It's come to Thompson! Off the line, but the whistle had gone in any case. Wouldn't have counted. The Liverpool skipper up there in what could have been a telling position, but the whistle had gone before the ball reached him. Foul on the goalkeeper, I suspect. Ray Kennedy. Thompson. Neil to Case. Neil again, he lost it to Horseman, but he's got it back again. Dalglish, cross. Horseman finding Rummenigge. Pass was too hard, it went out. Durenberger couldn't keep it. Hansen. Weiner above Dalglish. Durenberger. That's offside. Rummenigge went early, and Niedermayer's pass was a second late. Neil's touch to Case. Dalglish is onside. No, he's not. Very similar to the Rummenigge situation at the other end a minute before. He's made his break fraction too soon. Thompson. Durenberger. Support from Hernis. Rummenigge inevitably in the middle. Coming forward, Horseman, and it was meant for Breitner, read by Case. Through the middle goes Rush. It'll be touched away from him by Weiner. What an excellent game the Bayern number 4 has had. Here he is on the ball now. Hernis, that was a bad touch, but nothing comes of it for Liverpool. Weiner to Augenthaler. Two central defenders have been a real stumbling block for Liverpool. It's won by Alan Kennedy, but he can't keep it in play. He has got the throw. It's the other way. Now the referee wags his finger at Niedermayer for time wasting. Kennedy. Liverpool once again forced to go backwards in order to find a way forwards. Highway slipped when the opening seemed to be there, and a goal kick when the corner seemed to be there. Neil. Rush. Weiner's pass. Got away by Kraus, but it was dangerous. Breitner. Durenberger. Rummenigge. Thompson back. It's off Augenthaler's head. Race between Dremler and Ray Kennedy, which Dremler wins. Kraus to Hernis, who tried to set it up for Niedermayer, but it's a throw. Highway to Alan Kennedy. Free kick, instantly taken by Lee. Gets it back from Highway. Highway asked to do something else. Highway hasn't been able to get to the byline here, as he did so successfully against CSKA. And you have to give full marks to the Bayern defence, which has been so well organised, it's covered so well, it's been so well supported by its midfield. Dalglish, Rush, Dalglish again. Breitner, off Ray Kennedy. Now it's Durenberger. Horseman. Oh, Bayern have played in European competition in 13 of the last 15 seasons, and it shows. We've learnt a thing or two about two-leg matches. Durenberger, Niedermeyer. Time goes by, the frustration for Liverpool becomes more intense. So too does the danger of mistake. Rummenigge, what a shot, and how well held it was by Clemens. Minimal backlift from Rummenigge in the shot, but the maximum of power. Found himself the room, and what a tremendous shot that was, and what a very good save. Dalglish, Rush, Alan Kennedy. Dalglish must be offside, and the flag is indeed off. Referee now beginning to make hurry-up signs, tapping his wristwatch. Niedermeyer has found his way past the two Kennedys. It's a Bayern throw. Subtle bit of time wasting went on there. Breitner ran to get the ball, but it took him longer to run than it would have taken Niedermeyer just to bend down and pick it up. And this is a good break by Augenthaler, but Breitner was offside. Breitner really, I think, was not particularly there in the attack, just suddenly found the ball come to him, and had he not been there, Augenthaler might have gone all the way. Suddenly danced his way through. Breitner took over and was offside. Highway. Case. Durenberger. Breitner the marshal again. And Breitner again. 29 years of age. You can see why West Germany are so keen to have him back in their side. Here against Kraus, the Case first time, over-ambitious. Weiner, Horseman. Augenthaler almost lost it to Lee. Ray Kennedy, and well cut out by Weiner again. Rummenigge, Neal, Hansen. And Kennedy, Highway. Nod down, Rush! First time on the volley from Ray Kennedy's header. Bounced a yard and a half wide of the post. Kennedy is so often a valuable figure for Liverpool with those little nods down. We have a quarter of an hour left, and it is 0-0 between Liverpool and Bayern Munich at Anfield. A fortnight's time, they'll meet in West Germany in the second leg, and for the winner on aggregate, place in the European Cup final. Thompson, Dalglish, Thompson again. Case, Neal. Cut out by Brighton. Case adjudged to have fouled Kraus. Right now. Augenthaler, Niedermeyer, on towards Hernis. Touch for Breitner, who started it all, and an offside flag, if not against Niedermeyer, more probably, I think, against Rummenigge on this side. Thompson. Case. Horstmann. Durenberger. Neal. Lee. Well won by Durenberger. Kraus. Weiner to Breitner. Longer the game goes on, the more secure Bayern's control seems to be. Confidence shown with all the members of the back four from time to time coming forward. That was Weiner who'd gone up, and that was Weiner who'd got back. Really has had an outstanding game. Interesting thing about Weiner is that he played a lot of games for Hertha Berlin and then dropped into the second division before Bayern signed him last year. Hansen forward. Kraus. Rush for Alan Kennedy. Dremler away. Won by Hernis for Rummenigge, and Rummenigge pushed it one side of Thompson and then went over his foot, and that got him a free kick. Thompson didn't like that. Bayern really have been very shrewd in just staying the right side of blatant time wasting. To Case. It's meant for Highway, and by one means or another it reached him. Now, can he go for the byline to beat Niedermeyer? It's a goal kick. Highway angry. Steve Highway, now with a lot of experience and the knowledge of how to use it, not with the pace that made him such a dangerous player a few years ago. Mounted long towards Rush, but it was Dremler's head. Highway with a bit of acceleration, but he was stopped. Niedermeyer who did the trick. Now it's Breitner, and we are into the last 10 minutes. The ball with Rummenigge, now Durenberger. Horstmann making a sprint down the near touchline. Durenberger going by another route. Kraus to Breitner. Horstmann dropping back into position, but available to support Breitner. Well, this is just how Liverpool would be playing if they were now in Munich and the score were 0-0 with 10 minutes to go. Foul given against Thompson, who is completely perplexed by that.
Hey, come on! Up you come! Come on!
Breitner with the free kick. Ernest took too much weight off it in the end to get Niedermeyer in. And so Alan Kennedy waves highway forward, wanting some room maybe to run himself. Now plays it straight into the chest of Horseman. Niedermeyer. Step Kennedy. Back goes Dremler. Rush going to try and close him down. Dremler had the skill and the confidence, and also I think now has a free kick. And as the game draws towards its close, you have to wonder whether the absence of Graham Souness doesn't begin to look very important. Perhaps he, with those accurate, quick passes, might have opened up the Bayern defence in a way which Liverpool have rarely been able to do. Here's Thompson. Alan Kennedy's cross. Goalkeeper's punch. Could have caught it. Case. Dalglish. Reiner standing off him, so there was no chance of the foul, which Dalglish often tempts defenders into. Good turn there by Rush. The shot on the pivot over the top. Ball played here by Dalglish to Lee. And then when Lee slips it in, Rush swivels but shoots over. Ian Rush, 19 years old, still learning the game. Rummenigge. Right now, Durenberger. Right now, Kraus. Quiet, hard worker. Kraus hasn't been prominent, but has been frequently involved. Durenberger and a goal kick. Neil, Breitner steps in. Durenberger. Nicely done. Breitner again, and he knew that Rummenigge was there, but Rummenigge was offside. Fine example, though, of Breitner's awareness of the position of players around the field. Lee. Kennedy. With so many players funneling back, it tends to invite Liverpool to slow down their attacks and think before playing the ball, and they suddenly find everybody covered. Neil tries one. Sign of desperation. And the Kop now somewhat subdued. Neil. Dalglish. Breitner to Niedermeyer. Rummenigge going right. Pass was meant for him, but it hit Hansen's head. Now Rummenigge taking on Alan Kennedy. Ran it out, knew he'd done so knocked it 20 yards out of play beyond the goal line. To Thompson, on to Neil, up to Case. Bayern fans making their voices heard now as Junghans comes for the punch. Breitner helps it on. Hoeneß again on the chest. Only about 600 German supporters here, and their voices briefly heard, but then drowned out by the Kop. Durenberger. Crunching tackle from Case. Nürnberger bounces up. Case drives the long pass. Weiner meets it. Horseman. Kraus. Breitner. Losing it to Case. Dalglish. Setting it up for Case. Can Liverpool conjure a goal out of it? Not like that. Less than 4 minutes to go. Plus another 90 in the second leg. Possibly extra time there. That will be a different story. May, of course, work to Liverpool's advantage because the onus will then be on Bayern to attack. Rummenigge. Horseman to Dürnberger. Horseman. Rummenigge. The inevitable Breitner available. Weiner. Dürnberger. Breitner. Simple, direct, skillful possession football. Ball played to feet and eventually lost by Niedermayer. And here's Dalglish. Less than 3 minutes to go as he goes into the box. No penalty. Tackle was by Augenthaler. Dalglish may well have been looking for it. So too may the referee. In different ways. Highway. Still Highway. For a moment Dalglish was free. The pass couldn't be delivered. Now it comes. He's got a man at his back. Goes down again. Once again, referee is unimpressed. 2 minutes now. Furness was fouled by Case. And it will be interesting to see how much Mr. Christoph adds on for time wasting. Nothing in the first half. Right now, towards Rummenigge, Lone Ranger up front at the moment. Foul given against Dremler on Highway. And here's Highway with the ball running at Dremler. And going for the byline and crossing, but deflected for a corner. 1 minute of the 90 remaining. And how precious in these circumstances one goal would seem. Get it from that, can they from this? Neil. Headed away by Dürnberger, Case to turn it back in. Header away once again by Augenthaler. Thompson. Last-ditch siege on the Bayern goal. Augenthaler, Price, and the pressure is lifted. Alan Kennedy will endeavour to put it back on. Up towards Dalglish. Weiner's header, Dalglish goes round him. Toe to the ball, goalkeeper's fingertips, didn't make contact. Although Dalglish thinks it's a corner, the referee says it's a goal kick. Let's have a look again. Dalglish just got the wrong side of the man. Yes, referee quite right. Goalkeeper didn't touch it. And the referee has added on not one single second. And Bayern Munich, expertly marshalled by Breitner, have come away from Anfield with the 0-0 draw that they surely came looking for. Magnificent performance by their skipper. Outstandingly aided and abetted by Weiner and Augenthaler at the back. And so now it's all to play for in the second leg in Munich in 2 weeks' time. Here at Anfield, it's Liverpool 0, Bayern Munich 0.
2 minutes 56 seconds. 2 minutes 56 seconds wins tonight's Gold Pro £250 prize. The consolation prizes go to 2 minutes 55 seconds and 2 minutes 57 seconds. The prizes can be collected immediately from the development office on Mountain Road. The winning time again for £250 based on the first corner 2 minutes 56 seconds. 2 minutes 56 seconds wins tonight's £250 gold prize. And if you just hang around a few minutes, I'm sure George will have the name on the score.